Greetings, everybody, on this holiday week. This is Renee Benson at AV Renee KC. You are listening to and watching the AV Life.
Hey, happy Tuesday. This is Nancy Blanchard, and hope everybody is staying cool all across the world. And you are listening to and watching the AV Life.
Hey, James King here, and yes, I'm back for a short time frame, and you are listening and watching the AV Life.
And I'm your host, Tim Van Wert, coming at you from New Jersey. And you are here watching and listening to the AV Life. All right. And if you're watching on YouTube, you noticed we did skip somebody, but that was on purpose, but not because of behavior. Mr. Dr. Lord Dr. Joe Joe Way is here with us. Yeah, Joe, I know you're shaking your head a little bit here, but it wasn't because of behavior.
Well, now I feel like I have to be bad just because like I got relegated to guest.
Well, you are the HETMA representative here today because there was some big news from HETMA today. Like, so, without getting too far off track. So, I unfortunately missed the announcement, but I had the notes of what was happening. So I knew what was happening, and I'm very excited for where we're going for HETMA. And but you're here on good graces, so you're not here for anything bad that you did.
All right, I'll accept that. So I will wait for you to do your chitty chat for a little bit and then bring me in.
Yeah, I will. Yes, I will bring you in just a moment. But welcome, Joe, as our guest for tonight.
Thank you. You're watching and listening to the AV Live.
And yeah, good to see you, Renee, James, and Nancy. James, yeah, I was gonna say, when you texted me earlier today and said, "Hey, I could be on the episode," I was like, "That's great." I was happy, and I'm glad.
Yeah, we miss James,
and I'm glad you were able to actually join us.
Oh yeah, the weather out here has been crazy. The dust storms. I've been losing power all afternoon.
Well, for now you have power. So if we lose you mid-episode, we'll understand why.
Knock on wood, we should be good from now on.
Oh, good. Awesome. How we doing, Nancy and Renee?
Doing well. Just trying to, like I said, staying cool. I've been seeing the temperatures all across. I know people that are in Europe right now, and it's like a scorcher. I don't know how it is for you guys, but I've actually had to put my air conditioning on, so staying inside.
Oh yeah, mine's been running, so it's been and it's the humidity here in New Jersey too. So and that's why Florida doesn't bother me because I'm just used to humidity.
Well, things are a little bit slower this week. I guess people probably are on the weird holiday week or taking vacations or time off or what have you because it's kind of nice. It's clean up my inbox and clean up my office and do it's almost like that Christmas week, Christmas, New Year's week where emails have slowed down, calls have slowed down, no meetings in person this weekend I'm doing. So it's just kind of a relaxing week and like a normal work week, probably when we're not running 90 miles an hour. So
right. I get you.
I'm ready for a nice long weekend though, for sure.
Nice. Well, we'll start off with a couple of things. First off, happy new fiscal year for anybody who's celebrating. Yeah. Today is July 1st. Yeah. So may your budgets stay full and you get everything that you need this next fiscal year. And also for those who celebrate, it's Bobby Bonilla Day. And I am as a New Yorker, well, I call myself a New Yorker because I love the Yankees and I'm in that area. But as one who is not a huge fan of the Mets, I am happy to celebrate this day for the Mets every year. And for those who don't know, Bobby Bonilla has not played for the New York Mets in quite a few years and has had a deferred contract with them that will finally mature in 2035. So he's been being paid a little bit over $1 million a year to not play baseball right now. So
I had to Google that because I wasn't sure what that meant.
Yeah. What is July 1st?
Oh, sorry. And there's another day. Nancy, go ahead.
Canada Day, 1867. Yep.
Our resident Canadian on the
yes.
Big celebrations across the country. Yeah.
Very yes. So happy Canada Day to our neighbors to the north.
Yeah.
I love having them there, even though other politically, maybe we don't agree with certain things, but I am very happy to have Canada as our neighbors to the north. And there is one more piece of information, and we've been pretty lighthearted up until now. And unfortunately, I have to pass along the information that Renee actually passed along to us right before the recording today. Our former beloved host of the AV Life, Corey Moss, has passed away. The after effects of the stroke that he had incurred a couple of years ago just caught up to him. It actually happened earlier this year, back in February. And we were just informed prior to this recording today. So it is with great sadness and respect that we just informed the greater AV community of this loss. For those who knew Corey, his impact on the industry goes deeper and deeper with every story that gets told. The things that on every vertical and every facet of the the AV industry, it's incalculable what his impact has been. And that we are forever in a loss with him not being in this world. Having said that, we'll take a moment to just remember Corey. Corey, we will never forget you.
Thank you, Tim. That's why we're all together today, or the reason I'm here anyway.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Meeting him at breakfast at an Infocom, and I was kind of teasing him about one of his episodes. It was like a bourbon tasting situation or something, and I was like, "Oh my God, I hadn't laughed that hard in forever." Funny episode. He's like, "Well, you should come join us sometime." And I don't even know how many years ago that was. Maybe 2018, 17. I don't know. It was forever ago. It felt like.
Yeah.
And then,
I was gonna say my story is that's I didn't directly meet Corey at first, but it took one episode of me being a guest, and then he's like, "Hey, how about you keep coming back?" And I did.
Here we are.
And here we are. It's it's funny, because Corey always liked to push the envelope, and that was and if one podcast got locked up, he'd just start another one, and there was the AV Roadhouse, there was AV Roadhouse Resurrection, there was what was the one with Mark Coxon from all those years ago?
It was Cavalry Ride.
That's it.
Yeah, that's right.
With Chuck and everything.
That's
going old school there.
Well, actually, that episode you were referring to, Renee, that probably had your now boss in that episode. RV was probably in there. Yeah,
him and Brian from Peerless, the two of them with each other doing the whatever it was they were doing with the drinking or whatever. It was hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
So when I saw Corey, I was like, "Oh my gosh, that was the funniest episode ever." Now I'm going to listen to it, because I think I was back in the day when I was listening to like crime podcast or that kind of thing, not like in our industry. So that's kind of what got me listening to that, and then other ones followed. But a big impact for me as far as meeting a lot of folks, right? Like I met folks through AV and AM or the Twitter thing, but I think meeting them from being guests on the podcast or at the tweet up at Infocom or whatever, all those kind of things. So it was really for me an excellent introduction to the community that we have. That is what I'll always be forever grateful for, that and its friendship. But I mean, we lost Corey, I think, a long time ago as far as the stroke, but I mean, having him with us on our
Mm-hmm.
on our podcast. But
yeah, well, and Joe, I mean, he has a sort of direct impact on like where we are as a vertical.
Yeah, I mean, Higher Ed AV took off with him, all of that. I mean, I remember him saying, to you, I want you to take over the show, and Joe, I want you to be able to host it, and let's pull this in. He's believed in higher ed. HETMA, he was there having us. He would sit there before we'd record and be like, if you don't promote this like 5 times, I'm going to be upset. Like, he's like, that's just who he was, right? Like, I always joke about my self-promotion, but that's who he was as a person. He wanted you to kind of stand up for who you are and in the industry and what you do. And he always believed it. And I thought that was, I still remember always sitting there because they were early recordings, like 4 o'clock or something like that. In my office at Cal Baptist, like maybe or maybe not hiding a beer inside of a Coke can. I don't know, dry campus stuff. But that's just kind of what he did for us, right? And so he had such an impact on our entire industry. And to think about this, I remember being at SC and we recorded his tribute episode, and we were saying like we're acting like he's dead, but he's not dead, right? And now we fast forward and go, God, he's still having an impact. We're still emotional over what he's done. Right, which shows you, the character. So absolutely.
So yeah. So and so in a way, it's fitting, and it makes for a nice segue in a way of speaking that we talk about what HETMA announced today, and the next big steps that are going to be taken by the community. This vertical, this community that Corey had pushed us to move forward with is now, right? I shouldn't say is now, but we are continuing the growth, but we're really putting a big effort towards it. Joe, I'm gonna pass it off to you and let you kind of give the highlights of what happened today.
Yeah, hashtag Road to 10K started today. It's interesting in a couple ways. So I'm going to get to what it is for people, but I want to back up because you're on the the recording. It is Josh Kaufman took our press release thing and quoted about, kind of where the org's been in 6 years, and to think, okay, you are one of the original 10, right? Original 10 member, like a steering committee, right? Look at what this ragtag group of people that said, there's something missing out of our vertical and we don't know what it is, but let's kind of do something, right? And next thing you know, we're looking at 1,000xing that, right? Like we're talking about a goal of 10,000 global members. And that's what it is. So, the road to 10K is, it's a tagline, obviously. And it's about growth of the organization, but there's something special about it that I want to say it's very different. And, I put a challenge out a few weeks ago and said, we have a big announcement. I guarantee you no one can guess it. And no one did. There were a lot of great guesses, but no one did guess it. Because the reason was they always thought, oh, you're doing another merger. You're doing another acquisition. Oh, you have a partnership with XYZ organization. And this is what you're going to announce. And it had nothing to do with that. It actually had to do about investing right back in our people. The original thing that we talked about is a 10-person steering committee 6 years ago. And where we had so much growth and lightning over the last few years to say, okay, let's go back to who we are. We're not here because we're just another higher ed organization. There's a lot of great higher ed organizations, and we encourage everyone to be involved in them. But we have a very special place as a channel partner, not a membership organization, but a channel partner. And that's what we want to go back to. And so the road to 10K, kind of our journey of professional, personal, and community growth is kind of this, we're going to do a stretch goal. We're going to say, we want 10,000 members. We're a little over 3,000 right now, just under 4. So it's not that far. Like we said, every single person finds 2 or 3 people in a higher ed institution around them and that they don't know. And we're there. We could be there day after tomorrow if we really wanted to be. Everyone kind of said, hey, I'm going to get out there and do this. And so we said, okay, let's do that. But beyond that, how can we reinvest in our people? Organizational goals. One, grow our organization to 10,000. Let's make sure all of the events and everything we do are self-sustaining. We figured out, we throw a lot of money. It turns out doing InfoComm costs a boatload of money. Our bar tabs every happy hour, like $16,000 a happy hour. Okay.
Yay.
Just put that into perspective, but it's the party of InfoComm, isn't it?
It is.
It is.
And so, we want to start figuring out ways, make sure we do that, because that's the only way we can scale. It's the only way we can hit more people. We can't use all of our, we're an organization that's free and always will be for our members, which means we obviously get great corporate sponsors, right? We love our corporate sponsors, but we don't want to spend that money, just keeping certain events like InfoComm going, right? Because then that doesn't allow us to scale and give the things like training and education and all of those things to our members. So that's kind of where we're saying, okay, let's make them self-sustaining. The next one is to formalize we grew so fast that all of our initiatives, we just want to formalize and get them done. We heard that was actually feedback from a lot of our sponsors. Let's make sure we have the right communication. How do we make sure we're involved? An event will happen. Go, how did I not hear about this? Right? Or how can we do this? So it's like, okay, let's refocus on making sure we have good processes, that we have all of our chairs are accountable. We can be able to pass that. So that's going to be a big focus. And in fact, it was Erin's main focus when she came in, and she's made incredible strides in it already in a year. And we want to now kind of continue with that. And then we have 3 personal goals, for our members. And one is making engagement a habit. We know that in the higher ed vertical, we can be very siloed, right? You might have a large organization, but you might be a handful of people sitting in an office or a basement at your thing, but you don't have outside connection. Well, HETMA is your opportunity to have outside connection. So we want to make engagement a habit. Hence why we, the way we've done that, we launched an app today. We have our own HETMA app on the iOS store. So you blue texters, as in, if you're a blue texter, you can get it. Depending on when Tim actually releases this, the Google Play people will probably have it too, but it'll be within a day or two with that. And then we redid our entire online community, organized it, pull it together, focusing it so that it becomes a place to really gather and connect. And then also we want people to advance their careers. We've got some great things I can't talk about yet, some partnerships that will be with some education. We have our HEX certification that we're launching, which will allow us some opportunities to get training, again, at no cost if you're a member. That's the key, right? Get those trainings and be able to get, improve your career, get mentorship and all of that. And as well as investing in the well-being, because we know that, as BC said in the press thing today, we have to normalize that it's okay to say you're not okay, right? That it's okay to understand you're struggling, you want to grow, you want to be able to, connect. And so we want to create our platform to kind of help and grow everybody. So that's where we're at. And those are the 6 pillars of our hashtag road to 10K. And then beyond that, every month. So here we go. All Higher Ed. We are theming every month. So that's what I'm sure you're going to post it. It's been out there. Every month has its own theme. We've done that with Higher Ed AV before, but it got a little bit, we're doing back to school. Then we're doing holiday Christmas wish. Like, no, let's plan an entire year. I mean, the board we put a lot into this. Let's plan an entire year to talk about everything that can make you a better professional. So month 1, July, is about goal planning, right? All the way up to, how to get, find and grow your network, how to find a mentor, how to handle failure, right? How to continue pushing forward, celebrating the wins, how to advocate for yourself to your boss. We're going to theme all these different things each month. And then every day of the week, we're going to have different type of engagement on our site, whether it be polls, ways to get mentorship, just having some fun, some tech talk, all of that. So this is very comprehensive. And I think that I've never heard of an organization doing this. So our big announcement, which to be honest, I don't know if it should have been an announcement, is saying we're going to reinvest in our people. And we're going to sit there and go, quit the growth. We're going to grow in people, but all the fancy M&As, even though there was a big M&A announced today. Forget all of those. Forget all of that. But let's go back to making every one of our members a better professional, a better person. And how can we do that? And that's why we've grown to where we are. So there's my monologue. And you know what? I'm happy to be a guest in order to say that. How passionate. I'm not going to lie. I was in tears, like messaging the board and BC going, I remember texting BC a few weeks ago going, if we really pull this off for this year, all parts of it, imagine how many lives are going to be changed. Like that is just crazy. Imagine how many lives will be changed.
Yeah.
Oh, and Renee just put in the chat here. What's the app? You just have to scroll. Type in HETMA, but scroll down. It's got 300 and some. It'll be there like in about it'll be there. As more people get it, it'll be there. I can put the link in, but yes.
See, now I'm scrolling too.
I found it.
Well, wait. So, but like, if you still have, Joe, here's a question. I still have the Mighty app on my phone.
You're gonna get rid of the Mighty app.
Okay.
You're gonna sign in with your normal thing. So it is essentially like the Mighty app, just so you know. So if you've had the Mighty app before, but of course that is theirs and it's curated. So this is actually curated to us. So when you there you go. Oh,
hold on, wait. I gotta do things to make this work better.
You do have to scroll for a while.
Yeah, there it is.
Like I said, it'll get there when
I'm just spoiled. I'm used to getting the app right where I want at the top of the list, but
here's the thing: how many people have HETMA like in the word HETMA somewhere in their thing that they come up ahead of us? Now, but it'll go up over time.
All right, so we're signing. So yeah, so if here's your live tech support. Is like if you have the Mighty app, we delete the Mighty app,
or you could go on the HETMA community, and then you can just go download app.
Oh, you go that way too.
But yes, we'll have to pin it on the community too for people.
And then you have to scroll down. It is a little bit further down. No reviews yet. We got to get on that. We got to get people reviewing the app.
Oh, that will push it up too. Give it those 5-star reviews.
Actually, yeah. Let me go in there right now. Let's see. Oh, it doesn't give me the
content people.
Oh, there it is. 5 stars.
Give it a 5-star review.
Yep, there we go. Oh,
Yay.
see, this is yeah.
Yeah, it's actually so it's all curated. So it's all curated to us, which is what's fantastic. It's basically the site, but also with the whole redesign of the site and pulling all of our things together, it really personalized it. And here's the best part: is now when you select and turn on your notifications, they come from HETMA. They don't come from Mighty. They come from us. So you're going to see when we're live. You can follow chats. You can so. That is the really cool thing about it.
So it brought everything over from Mighty then, because I see this post that I commented on yesterday.
It brings everything over.
Very cool.
So for Chris Decker, Chris Decker, you will not lose your streak. He has the current longest time experience. He was very worried that this was going to make him lose his streak. So
look at that. And and a fun fact, in just one day, our iOS app was downloaded 340. Well, I was 341. So 42, 43, 518 unique visitors to the community today.
Huh. Oh, I'm going to rate it.
So there you go.
Okay.
All right. Nice.
5 stars.
There we are. 5 stars.
Excellent. Yep. I'm excited.
There we go. This is yes. So I mean, Joe, like you were alluding to, having being one of those 10 from the beginning. And I know I feel like I say this every year, but every year I am blown away by what our organization does. I look forward to what is the next thing we do. And it's what I love about it is that, we're not that we would ever settle after 6 years, but there's still so much to do. And the refocus and the reinvesting in our members is critical. And I've noticed that personally, I talk about growth in this month of July. I've noticed it personally that I want to make sure that my staff or the staff that I'm with, because I'm not really their supervisor, but the staff that I'm with, I want to make sure that they're trained up. I want to see them succeed. They have the knowledge base, they have the drive, and to be able to say to them, join HETMA, here's the training, you're going to get what you need. They also, the two gentlemen that I'm thinking of, would qualify for the Prism Scholarship as well. So there's opportunity. And yes, I think this is going to be a great year.
It's good, as we say, best year ever.
Best year ever.
Yeah. But no, it is. And it's funny because, we had a conversation and someone mentioned something at Infocom Go, we have a tradition of big announcements, right? At different events, right? Whether it be or, at Infocom, all that. And wait, you guys, what's your big announcement? And we don't have one. No, we knew this was coming. But it was like, this is too big to get mixed up in all of the noise that is Infocom.
Right. Good call on that. Yeah.
And so, because we really wanted people to kind of go, look, this is how have you ever had an organization that really said we want to completely invest in you and invest in the industry? And the same thing, Renee here too. We know that this can be a win-win with Sony as well, right? And we think that there's so much value, and we have so much with our partners, from obviously our advisor council, but even not even that though, but we all, when we're all better, we all get better, right? We all can build, and that's one of the things that always made HETMA strong was our alignment with the channel, right? We really consider ourselves a channel partner. That's why I think Aaron said in the little press release that we aren't a membership organization. We're not, right? We're free. Yeah. You know what's it take to join? Fill out the form online, go community.hetma.org and fill out a form, and congratulations, you're a member.
Yeah.
But because of that, we can align at the highest levels of the entire AV industry, which is where we started. Do you remember James, Tim? I know James is working, but if you remember how many times early on in this org, we used to joke everyone who's quote unquote important in the industry knows exactly who we are, but I don't know the AV guy or gal that works 2 blocks down the street from me at XOY Community College.
Right.
Because that's where we built. We built as a key channel partner. So now our goal is, we're here. We have this influence. We have this ability to change lives and careers. Now let's do the grassroots. Hence the 10,000. Because the only way we get there is to go grassroots. And let's find those people that need the voice. And we already have the resources and organization to give it to them. And hence, like we said earlier, how many of our current board were initial cohort 1 Prism scholars? And they're running our orgs now.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that's crazy.
So that's what's awesome.
So I don't know if you're having a Q&A session, but I do have a question. So I heard in the announcement today, I heard Aaron, everybody talked about your involvement with AVIXA and obviously how very close you're working, you guys work together. Do you plan on joining forces with other organizations? I mean, I don't remember if it's CCUMC or what it's called now, and ETC or what have you, those kind of organizations as well?
So here's the thing. I want to say, yes, we absolutely 100% support every one of them, whether it be ETC, and you've got LTSMG and SCOMS and UNIS and ATEM and all these great organizations who do amazing things. And we highly suggest every single person join every one of them and attend every one of their events. The thing is we're essentially a different type of organization. We do work with them. We attend, we put booths. Literally what I think is funny is we put booths at their events, so we come in corporate partners. We're corporate members of their organizations, right? Of many of these organizations. And so with that, we say, we support everybody because of that, because as an advocacy organization, we support everything in higher ed. So yes, we definitely, partner in the sense that we support, but we see our, like right now we have a number of strategic partnerships already, like Digital Science Federation, SAVE is a strategic partner, Avix is a strategic partner, EduWire and all that, so we have kind of who we're doing our partnerships with are those channel lines so that we can bring other things to other members. Right, and we can bring that down. So that was a long non-answer. So yes, we work with them.
Yeah.
But do we foresee we're joining forces or that type? Probably not, because you know what, they do great things, and they do great things.
Do you foresee yourself having a booth at the next DTC conference, a specific HETMA booth?
We did it last 2 years. I don't know if we decided this year or not.
Yeah, I got you.
But yeah, we will definitely have a whole contingent there for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
That's excellent.
Not like me saying this on a live recording. Here, let's get in. Let me bring open the notes of our last
30. Yeah. Well, at the 30-minute mark, I could, like, if we needed to take it out, I'll do editing if we need to.
Well, it's all exciting.
Yeah, it really is. So, so we'll follow along with the themes a little bit, and we'll kind of gear some of our episodes towards that, and so it's gonna be exciting. It really is. So, thank you for all that information, Joe.
Yes.
It's an exciting. I just smiled because smiling is great audio.
Yeah. Well, that's just, you know what? I keep saying everyone's got to go to YouTube and like and follow us there. And then, you could also see it from the website too. When you go there, you can also go to higheredav.com and, look up the podcast and go from there. So if you're just listening through your podcast provider, you know what? Branch out a little bit, There's other forms of media out there. I will say what's been really cool too from a higher ed AV media perspective, or what will be HETMA, that everything's going through the YouTube site, because I signed up to have notifications. It's like all the videos are popping up there. So if you missed anything from Infocom, if you missed anything, there's places to go find things. So make sure you get out there and follow along.
Ryan taking over as editor-in-chief of Higher Ed AV Media is going to be amazing. He's already got great plans.
Oh, yeah.
It has the bandwidth. I made this joke the other day that he stepped down from being vice chair because he said he didn't have the bandwidth to do anything. He's done more as editor-in-chief than he ever did as vice chair.
He's found his niche.
I think him finding his podcast opened him up to that whole realm of media, and I think that was the spark that got him going. I think,
and I think he's going to do great with it. I'm happy to step down from it and pass on the reins.
Yeah. So, so it's a roller coaster of things today. So,
for sure.
Yeah. Before while we start to wrap up, what do we all? July 11th is the next HETMA Roadshow, so that's coming up in Chicago. So Troy's got a great event lined up. Anything else coming up, folks want to bring up?
No, I'm just so excited because I'm going. It'll be my first HETMA Roadshow that I've been able to attend. So I'm
awesome.
Have fun.
Hey, you're getting a whole hog, as
you had me at hog roast. Yeah. No, I just hadn't had one this close to me. So, they did one in Chicago before, but this time I got permission to get out of my territory, go attend.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool. James, how you been doing with things? I mean, it sounds like you're dealing with your usual fires, but.
Yeah, no, that's like I was mentioning. We had some dust storms earlier today. I've been losing power in and out. Also, our campus lost power, so it's just making sure everything's good for tomorrow morning. So
Cool.
The normal higher ed stuff that we do.
Mm-hmm.
On a daily.
Well, at least you found out you lost power a couple weeks back. We lost power over the weekend, but there was no announcement that was made. Walked into about three or four classrooms that didn't come back right. So that was fun on a Monday morning.
That's always
on the first day of summer session.
Oh, that's always good. Yeah, we luckily when we lost power, we actually had people in the building. So it was easy for them to post, hey, we lost power. And it came back on probably about an hour or probably almost an hour and a half, 2 hours ago. So they've been checking everything, and one of those things is just checking into. But that's why alert systems are great. I remember freaking out our electricians back east because I had alerts when systems went offline, and our electricians were working in a wing, took it down. I got an alert. The equipment was offline, so I went to investigate. And when I walked in the room, I was like, hey, did you fellas turn off the power? And they're like, yeah. Did you know? We just did. I'm like, I got an alert that the equipment was offline. They were like, really? It told you that?
Wait, am I the only person who's surprised that we understood every word he said?
Yeah.
The way you were breaking up on that, but it was perfectly timed during every little breath you took. So
yeah.
Wow. All right. Didn't know I was breaking up. Thanks for the
Yes,
heads
that's
up
it.
there,
That's how perfect it was.
Well,
Wow.
other than that, sing good.
Wow.
So awesome.
I didn't know. I'm just reading. So Hall Technologies acquires Atlanta.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I put that in
There
our
you go.
chat
Yep.
earlier.
There you go. There's your other breaking news for today.
Well, I put it in our earlier because I said now we know why they weren't at InfoCom.
Whoa.
Yep.
See, now this kind of makes sense because of somebody on LinkedIn who announced his departure. So now it's clicking in.
Mm-hmm.
And then AVI SPL was which purchased by one of those. Wow, totally.
North 26.
Yeah.
More private equity trade.
Private equity. That's it. Thank you. I couldn't think of the phrase. It totally escaped me. I'm like, I know where I want to go with this, but it didn't happen.
Yeah.
Moving from one private equity firm to another.
Yeah.
Right. Everybody I've talked to in my territory said it's business as usual for them. So
yeah, I can't imagine that they would change anything. Yeah. So
more
but
coming,
tis the season. So
yeah, exactly.
Well, it gets to the point that you're not surprised because there's been lately so many mergers, so many, buyouts from investment firms and things. So it's like, holy cow.
So, it's just, I think this is this is just going to be the norm for our industry. We're starting to lose some of the smaller like integration firms. We're starting to, certain product lines and stuff are going to split, merge, do all the thing. I mean, we saw it happen with Panasonic earlier this year. And they split the projector and display portion off. And so it's just what's going to be.
Yeah.
Like I said, that's the norm. Like it's just, we're going to have to just kind of work around it and dance around with it and, see where everything lands.
Yeah. Got to go buy myself a dartboard.
Yeah. It's like, where's it going next?
Like, who are you working for today? Oh, did you change jobs? No, my company just kept selling.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Or instead of flag football, Joe, we have flag AV or something.
Oh my gosh. We're all y'all at the X10 AV thing at InfoCom?
No.
Oh my gosh. That was, so speaking of selling and stuff, so I was, at the X10 event, and I'm up on stage with Petro from Panasonic, and she was trying to say something. She messed up Panasonic's name a couple of times, like Panasonic, like whatever, like just stage. It wasn't anything. I just kind of blurted out, like, well, if y'all would quit changing your name, you might remember what it is.
That's good. Yeah.
And then, of course, what happens the next morning? They announce another name change. And I tell everyone the next day, I'm like, you had to know that was funny. And like Jared from Panasonic was there, and Daryl, and all of it was like, crap, you all knew, like, that, I was like, smack
what
on.
Is the name?
Mevix.
Oh, okay.
Mevic. It stands for something. Mevix. And it's a certain division. So it's still Panasonic, but Mevix, I think. I don't know. I should know.
But like the projector is just called Panasonic Projector, right? Like they just kept it like a generic name.
Yes. So like Panasonic Connect is no more. Panasonic, like, yeah, I don't know. I guess you just need to get Daryl on or something to.
That sounds like a great idea.
It stands for Media Entertainment Visual Transformation.
Wow.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
There you go.
Keep it simple, stupid, right? KISS?
Yeah.
Oh, they announced that at Infocom. They did.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep. I have my Bevix mint tin and my
They already had
battery.
swag.
Yeah. Oh yeah. If you went to the Panasonic party, you got swag. So
That was a good. They had some good swag there.
they had some good. The battery packs were the hit of the night, I think. So because they have the built-in USB-C cable, so you don't have to worry about bringing that with you.
I should have went and crashed their party.
Yeah, the food was good. The music was good. They had these performers, I guess, like in these like LED like suit outfits. They weren't even suits. They were just like outfits. So two of them were like on stilts walking around. There was another one that had a tray passing around all the swag. So it was pretty cool.
Interesting.
Yeah. And the fact that it was like right across the street from the hotel also helped.
That helps. That always helps.
that was a big help.
We do prime real estate for the HETMA.
Yeah. I do like that about Orlando, that everything's kind of right there, walking distance.
Yeah.
100%.
And even if you needed to go to like Universal or anything like that, it's like a 15-minute Uber ride. It's not even like it's that far.
Where did Panasonic have their party?
The Hudson. No, not the Hudson.
Yeah. It's the white place there. Yeah. It's like
the Hudson Point or
Hudson Point. Yeah. So all right. That's yeah.
That's the problem as a manufacturer, and I'm sure Renee, you can attest to this. Is what night do you have an event? Because everybody's having an event.
Mm-hmm.
Some were smart and we're doing things, digital signage. They were doing Monday night, Tuesday night, so that kind of helped out, set apart from all the rest. But I mean,
Higher AV Awards have no competition. I'm just saying, we took Monday night and we own Monday night. That's it. Right?
Yep.
Yeah.
True story.
We have no competition.
That's it.
Speaking of Higher Ed AV Ally of the Year on the show. Or
Ally.
Rep of the
Year. Higher Rep of the Year.
Vendor rep. That's right.
Ron was ally.
Ron was ally. Vendor rep. That's what I meant.
Yeah. So exciting.
Yeah.
I loved it. I loved it.
Yeah, James
called me out on the monthly marketing call this week. I was like, yeah.
And HETMA had the second best booth at the show. So
I'm just gonna say this because in case he listens.
Who was one? Yes, who's one? You put me on the spot. I'm putting you on the spot. Who's one?
Us.
And don't say Sony. No.
Well, he had to. He's okay, if he listens, whatever. He's our direct view LED product manager who takes a lot of pride in those big, beautiful video walls that are up at our booth. And so he is always just enamored. And they look beautiful. I'm not taking it. They're gorgeous, I will say. I could sell more of them. But for somebody like him who is very focused, I don't want to say like not outgoing, but anyway, I don't know that he has a lot of great to say about anything other that isn't Sony. Does that make sense? So for him to put that in there and say that about HETMA, I was like, wow. Imagine what everybody else thinks, because we would have thought that right away. And for him to, I don't know, it's more special for him because he's such a toughie on people. I don't know how else to say it, but when he said it, I was like, wow, that was impressive.
Love it.
That's a huge compliment, HETMA. That's what that is. Yeah. Number one is us.
We know we're the best, but no.
He didn't come to your happy hour. I'll invite him to your happy hour next year.
There you go. For $16,000 happy hours.
And you do it all 3 days.
We do it all 3 days. And by the way, the funniest thing is the best one is Friday.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody is always like, I remember it's 2 years ago in Vegas, because it was 3 years ago we did the Wednesday and Thursday.
Yep.
It was great, right? Because most people were like, okay, great. And then it was last year, we're like, let's do Friday. And even like, I don't know that it was a VIXA. Maybe it was someone was saying like, you can't do Friday. I remember like so many people said, don't do like floor's dead. Everywhere is dead on Friday.
Yeah.
We did it anyway. And it was our biggest day. Mm-hmm. This year again, a lot of people cleared out early.
Yeah.
Right? Meaning it was super dead on the show floor early Friday. And we're like, oh crap, maybe we really shouldn't do it. I've done and then what happened? No, people just like slept in. After that. They came, like, I got to go wait for booth, dude. And then it was like, and that's why we always make the joke. What do you mean they say that the floor's dead on Friday? It's not here.
Yeah, there was.
I just have to be at the HETMA happy hour at 2 tomorrow. That's all I got tomorrow.
Yeah. And there was unique swag that went out that day. There was only that day only we gave away swag that was not available at all. So
where is my stress ball? I can't believe he used the cannon. I was so far away from that. I was like, I'm not getting anywhere near that, because if they see me, they're gonna think it's my idea. It was not my idea. And the flamingo, I'm gonna say the best part of it, the alligator was probably the best part of all.
I think the alligator was the best one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
The video of you coming out at the Higher Ed AV Awards in that suit, like I think that was the best one, because also I wasn't expecting you at that point. I was like, I have like 3 more slides to go. It's like, and all of a sudden here you come out of the.
See, here's the thing: when you're back there, and I was so stressed about getting it on, and will it work, and will the thing work, and will it blow up? You lose track of time.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I didn't know if I'd been there for 30 seconds or 30 minutes, right? Like, I don't know. So, like, forget it. I'm just going.
I already had it in my head that if you like didn't like show up, like I was gonna run back there, like find you, scream, and then have you chase me out like an alligator suit.
That would have been awesome.
Like I already had a backup plan ready to go, but like
I just want to know where the Froggy's Fog sponsorship's coming from for the next.
I know,
years, right?
It's like that video is gonna get replayed and replayed and replayed. Like
that's awesome. I'm never deleting that video off my phone.
That, you know what, that video is up there with you shooting the cannon at the ETC conference in Poughkeepsie.
That was, I was so excited.
Oh yeah, you hopped, like that was like that was great. But anyway, before we get off on too big of another tangent here, let's start wrapping it up here. Great things coming up for HETMA in the next year. Between and tailing it all off in Infocom and Vegas, in 11 months essentially. Yeah, the road to 10K. There you go. I don't know why it's so big.
That is huge.
I don't know what I did. That's what she said.
James like this.
Here.
Oh,
I think you have to. Did you mean to do that one?
Oh, there you go. The road to 10K. There it is. Hashtag road to 10K. So yeah, some great things coming up for HETMA. Just some fond memories of Corey and some familiar faces back on the podcast, and faces and voices for those who are listening and won't watch. And Thank you, everybody, for coming out. Joe, thank you for taking your place as a guest here tonight. Glad you know your place.
You know what? Hopefully I behaved myself enough to earn a actual crew spot the next time.
You did very well tonight, Joe. Yes, you did.
No derailing at all.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, we did. We stayed pretty much on course, so that was great. So, folks, thank you all for listening out there. And as always, until our next adventure.